Hello, nieces and niestas. How are you today? Welcome back to the channel. I want to thank you guys for coming back to the channel. I'm SavingsFashionista, and over here we do mainly things fragrance, whether it's body or home. And today we are here to talk fragrance talk. So I want to share with you fragrances that I have completed, and I have two bonuses. So if you're interested in hearing about fragrance empties, please stay tuned. All right, you guys, so I have 5 fragrance bottles that are empty here, and I have 2 bonuses that I'm going to share with you. So let's just get right into it. All right, so the first fragrance that I have is from the house of Jo Malone, and this is Scarlet Poppy. I think I've shared with you guys before. Jo Malone is the second niche brand that I really embraced, because I told you at one point in time I was just so far gone with Bun number 9 till it was just totally senseless. So my essay, she introduced me to something a little different, and that was Jo Malone. And I think the first one she introduced me to was like grapefruit and oud or something like that. But anywho, this right here is probably the first female Jo Malone that I have owned, because most of them are unisex, but the way I look at things, everything could be unisex. But this is more of a female forward Jo Malone fragrance, and it is absolutely beautiful, you guys. I have completely enjoyed this fragrance. It is a very soft, subtle fragrance, and it does put me in the mind of some kind of candy. I can't really attach a fruit to it, but it does have that sweet candy-like vibe to it. But it has notes. It has some orris, it has fig, it has poppy, has tonka, heliotrope, and barley. But this is a really nice fragrance. It is an easy wear for spring and summer, but I have pulled it off in the fall, and it's totally beautiful. I do plan on repurchasing this, but it's not like at the top of the purchase or wish list. But I do plan on replenishing this at some point. The packaging has changed just a little bit. I do like this packaging better, with the brighter like poppy color red, opposed to the one that they have now. It is like of a darker hue, is more like a burgundy. But again, this is Scarlet Poppy. All right, so another fragrance that I made it through is from Juliet Has a Gun, and this fragrance was like love at first sniff. When I first sampled this fragrance in Sephora, they only had the 10 ml per size there. So I actually had to come home, and this is the first fragrance I want to say that I purchased off of Twisted Lily, because they didn't have it online. It had sold out. I don't know if it was popular or what, I don't know what it was, but I ended up purchasing this full size from Twisted Lily. And this is a skin scent. It's very minimalistic. It has only a few notes in it. It is more of a ambroxan type of fragrance, because it only has pear, ambroxan, musk, and it's absolutely great. This fragrance is perfect for layering. I do think that this fragrance, it can serve the same purpose as the Molecules 01. Molecules 01, it's like a skin fragrance, but it also can be a fragrance that you can pair with other fragrances to really pull this out. But I got lots of compliments on this fragrance, and I remember my brother telling me that this smelled like Imperial Melissimi from Creed when I wore it one time. But I think you just really have to have a nose for fragrance, and he loves fragrances himself. And to get that compliment, because like I said, it is extremely close to skin. You know, I'm not a person that wear fragrances to bed, but this is one that I could actually wear to bed. So I made it through Juliette Has a Gun, Pear INC. All right, so the next fragrance that I made it through, and I'm looking down, you guys, because my phone keeps timing out, and I do have the fragrance notes on my phone. So the next fragrance that I made it through is Eilish from Billie Eilish. I am going to keep this bottle because it is just so iconic. I think it's it's like a piece of art. Really enjoy this bottle. But this is a really great fragrance, you guys. This fragrance was never on my radar. I don't know why, but I happened to be in Ulta one day and I sampled it, and I ended up putting the little sample cards in my purse. And I kept smelling something. I'm like, it smells so good, but it reminds me of a stronger version of the Lavender and Vanilla by Bath and Body Works. And you know, it's like one of my favorite fragrances in any form from Bath and Body Works. So I discovered that it was this. I went back, I think it was like the very next day or maybe 2 days later, and I purchased this. I have completely enjoyed this fragrance. It is just so cozy and comforting. You know, I am the feelings type of fragrance girl. If you have not learned that yet, anything that invokes some type of feeling, whether it's excitement, happiness, comfort, I am all for it. But you guys, this right here has a dupe that is actually better, and I'm just gonna go and put it out there because I just want you to get the best. Now, it has a dupe, which is the Neighbor's Gold. You can find it at Aroma Concepts, or you can find it on Amazon. I think I purchased mine off of Amazon. It's a spot on dupe. It's actually even better. But this fragrance has notes of sugar, red berries. It has some mandarin in it. It has cacao. You can definitely smell those spicy notes. It has a spicy hit to it. It has vanilla. It has some tonka and some woody notes. However, I do think that they forgot to put lavender down, or there's something in here that's giving me remnants of lavender. Even with the Neighbor's Gold, it smells like it's a very subtle lavender note, just, you know, lurking in the background. So I made it through this. I don't know if I will repurchase this because I have found something that's just, well, that's actually better and it lasts even longer. But if you just wanted this in your collection, I would definitely recommend purchasing it. This is one of those vanilla fragrances that I would keep around in my fragrance collection. All right, so the next fragrance, the next two fragrances are actually fragrances that I have replenished within recent times, because I purchased both of these last year and I replenished. Well, I purchased one last year in 23, and I purchased this one the end of 22, and I have since replenished the both of them. But this one, the first one, is the YSL Le Parfum. Now, I bought the small one because I had sampled the original YSL, but never fully intrigued by it. You know, I heard the talk about it on social media, and I was just really getting back into looking into designer fragrances and, you know, broadening my collection some. So I ordered this. No, I think I picked this up in Ulta. I went and picked this up. No, I ordered it because it was a blind buy, if I'm remembering right. But anyways, I have it in my collection. But this right here is one of my favorite fall and winter fragrances. I have gotten so many compliments on this fragrance, you guys. This fragrance has ginger, it has some saffron, it has vanilla, it has honey. It is just so good. And this one actually has lavender listed as one of the fragrance notes. So it's definitely the ginger and the honey with that almond, I mean not almond, but that orange blossom that just makes this. I had two ladies to stop and ask me what this fragrance was that I was wearing. Actually, one of them, she stood there and she was like, can you spell it for me? And she pulled it up on her phone and she screenshotted it. So maybe she went and purchased the fragrance because she was really serious about it. And this was like one of those that you pass by a person, but she later saw me in the store again and she was like, I was hoping that I run into you again because I had to know what you're wearing. And it was this fragrance. I have completely enjoyed it, but I have yet since bought another one, and I think I went up to the 50 ml when I repurchased it. So again, this is Libre by YSL, and this is the Le Parfum edition. All right, so the next fragrance is something that I just recently replenished in my collection because I just recently used it all up, and this is the Yum Pistachio Gelato by KayAli. This fragrance should get an award for 2023. This fragrance is so mood evoking. I love this fragrance. So much so till this could be side by side with my Bun number 9 centerpiece. And this is more of a gourmand fragrance, but it's just so good, you guys. It has pistachio, it has hazelnut, it has some rum, it has whipped cream, it has some marshmallows, and it has this cotton candy vibe to it. It is so good. So I upgraded this one and I got it in the 100 ml size. This has sold out. I have seen this sell out twice on Sephora, and I have seen the 100 ml sell out on Huda Beauty as well. So they have, you know, replenished it on those sites. So I think this one is going to be around because Mona did her thing with this one. So again, I made it through the Yum Pistachio Gelato 33 by KayAli. All right, so the 2 bonuses that I have are 2 fragrances that husband made it through, and both of these fragrances I really like, but I like one more than I like the other. So we're going to start with the one that I like the most. This is Clinique Happy. So this is probably a super old fragrance, and every time I smell this, I think about my husband. This is just so him. This should be his signature scent, but he's starting to venture out, and he's liking other things other than this, and he loves Izumiyaki and Creed Aventus. But I tried to get him to open his mind up to other things, but this is one of his favorites that I think we're going to keep in his little collection. But this has mandarin, it has lime, it has sea notes, lemon, it has some green notes, it has freesia and jasmine, and I think that's what makes it so intoxicating. It's a gentleman scent with some very familiar female fragrance notes in it. And to be honest with you guys, this has lily of the valley too. This can easily be a unisex scent. It has rose, cypress, cedar, and gaiac wood. It is so good, you guys. But this is Clinique Happy for men, and I'm sure they have probably come out with some flankers. I think this may be the original one, and it's good. It's really good. So if you're looking to buy your hubby or your significant other something nice and very affordable for Valentine's Day, I would suggest that you go and sample this because it is an easy wear. Really nice. So good. All right, so the next fragrance, this is something that I bought my husband. I think I bought this for him. It was doing the panorama. I remember it so clearly. I think it was 2020. And I don't know if I got this for Father's Day or I just bought it because. But this is Bleu by Chanel, and this is a really large size bottle and it's gone. So I think it's safe to say he said that it was just okay, but it's gone. He has used it all the way up. And just because he said it was just okay, I probably won't repurchase this. But this is the Eau de Toilette. I'm not sure if the Eau de Toilette and the EDP is different. But honestly, you guys, when I'm purchasing fragrances for my husband, I do tend to lean towards the Eau de Toilette because he is such a heavy, overwhelming sprayer. And men fragrances, they have some more cloying fragrance notes in them. So just to keep it safe, because he's always mixing things, which I don't have an issue with, I just kind of like get a more milder version of it because he's going to do the most no matter what it is. So this has grapefruit, it has lemon, it has mint, it has some pink pepper in it, it has jasmine, it has the ISO E-Super. And whenever the fragrance has that ISO E-Super in it, I think that it's a good balance because that ISO E-Super, it's one of those fragrance notes that really attach to the body pheromones, and it just really makes the fragrance, in my opinion, different for every person that wears it. But it has vetiver, it has some sandalwood, it has some patchouli in it, and some lavender, and of course musk. But this was nice. I liked it. He said it was just okay. I probably won't repurchase this. We'll just go on to the next. So those were the fragrances that were emptied here. Some of these fragrances were purchased as early as 2019, I want to say. So you see, you know, once your collection it gets to a certain level, it just takes you that much more time to make it through fragrances, unless you just have a fan favorite like myself. It took me no time to make it through this, and I'm sure I'll get through the next bottle the same way because I just love that fragrance. So you guys, if you have any questions about any of the fragrance empties that I've shared with you, leave those questions below, or if you have any comments about any or anything that you've emptied here in recent times, because like I said, fragrances are not the easiest to empty when you have an extensive collection. Even with my husband, his collection is nowhere near as great as mine, but he has well over 10 bottles of fragrance. So when they're empty like that, that kind of like says, you know, it says a bit, because I have some fragrances I've only sprayed them one time, and I think I may do a video on that, about fragrances that I don't think I'm going to ever make it through because I'm not feeling them, or I don't know. Starting to ramble, you guys. I want to thank you for coming back to the channel. I greatly appreciate you, and do not forget, you, yes you are great. Bye-bye.